Peter is constantly getting the roles reversed. And again, it all sounds so right. But Jesus knows. He tells him that he's going to deny him. And he's letting Peter know that denial is the gate to betrayal. You start with a you will and I will, this big demonstration of pride. And for Judas, it went too far, quite frankly. It went from denying who Jesus was, denying what he was seeing, denying that he was going to enter in, denying that he was going to... It went from denial to betrayal, because that's the progression. That's basically the way it works. If we're arguing with God about the principles that he's teaching, about doing and serving, if we're arguing about that and justifying why we can dislike somebody or treat them a certain way or do whatever, if we're there, we are one step removed from betrayal. We'll sell them down the road. It's the next step. It's got to be settled. But these are the things Jesus was saying to us. You see, what happens to poor Peter, I shouldn't say poor Peter, that sounds terrible. What happens to Peter, brother Peter, because at this point we're at chapter 13, we're not too far from the garden at this point. And I said earlier tonight that Peter stands out again in the garden when he takes out his sword. This is not the sword of the Spirit. This is Peter's sword. This is my power. This is my authority. This is the way I get the job done. You will not wash my feet. I will lay down my life for you. That's all represented in the sword. I will do this. You will do that. Because I have power and I have authority. And I know what power and authority is like. I'm the man, you're the woman, I'm the father, I can go on and on about this stuff. I know the way this works. I've got a sword. Don't worry about it, Jesus. I've got a sword. I'm Peter. And after he lops off the ear of this unarmed servant who can't defend himself, Jesus turns to Peter and says, "Put away your sword." Peter, put it away. Your faith in yourself and your power and your ability is not going to cut it. Before the cock crows at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, let's see how you do with the power of your ego, the power of will. I had a conversation with a young man a couple weeks ago that ran down this line because he's trying to will his way through this life. I won't do it again. I won't do it again. You will do it again. I will do this. I will do... You won't do that. Put your sword away. Get rid of it, because it ain't going to get you nothing. What you think it'll get you, it doesn't. Let me show you how this works. You were with him, weren't you? Nope, not me. Sure you were. Nope, not me. I don't know him. Is this the same guy that a little while ago was kind of like, my willpower, my sword? Same guy. This is the best thing that could have happened to Peter, was the example of the foot washing, watching Christ lay down his life. His brain is playing ping pong. He's being told, get rid of it. Get rid of your ego, for crying out loud. Can't you see what it's doing? You will never come into self-discovery. You will never recognize who you are in Christ, the one that was sent to love, to serve, to humble himself, to wash. You'll never realize any of that as long as you keep wielding that sword. You see, the choices are either you do, Jesus says, happy are you if you do these things. You either do this or you deny. Not just me, but yourself and what you can be. That's what the true denial is about. While he's denying Christ, he's denying all that he can possibly be. Once he gets rid of the sword and denies himself, then he can see. Now he's on the road to humility and discovery of who Christ really is, the power of humility, the power of love. And ultimately, Peter was crucified too, for his love of Christ and his love of people and his love of God.